Space Jelly here on my fourth take. This is the review on the McFarlane Toys Collecting Connect Wave Dark Father. And this is the figure Dark Father. He stands at 8¼ inches and about 20 centimeters exactly. The ruler won't fit in here. So we're going to do some comparisons now with some other bigger figures. This is Thanos. Let me just adjust his feet. This is Thanos next to Dark Father. He stands pretty tall. Dark Father next to the McFarlane Toys Classic Doomslayer Red. It's pretty cool. Or stands pretty tall. And here he is next to the Lobo. Lobo is almost as tall as him. Almost as big as him too. And here he is next to the Black Adam movie Atom Smasher Mega Fig. I think that's what it's called. He's a little bit taller, so yeah, the scaling's okay. I think he should be a little bit bigger, but I'm not too sure about the actual height measurements. He comes with no accessories, so 0 out of 10. But he is a Build-A-Figure, so I guess you don't really have to fault them that much for it. The aesthetics, all the texture detail is pretty good. Face looks nice. Texturing on the cape is pretty cool. It's like a leathery texture. Cape is kind of stiff though. The arms have this kind of dark side skin texture, but it's a little bit shiny. I'm not sure why. I think that this is a clothing piece because you can see wrinkles in it, so I think he's wearing a tank top or something, and these are his exposed arms. These wraps are painted pretty well. The bat logo is done well. It's a nice leather texture. The spikes are annoying because you always poke your fingers whenever you're trying to move the figure, so that's something. He has a nice wash on his belt, so I do like that. A nice paint wash on the belt. That's what he should do for all of his Batman figures. His crotch piece is painted pretty well. The shoes are painted, but only this part. This is obviously sculpted plastic. I'll talk about the paint on his shoes later. This is the peg on his back. And the peg in the front of the figure barely works. So it's kind of a pain to keep the cape on, but maybe with some glue you can fix it. I'm not sure why you'd ever want to remove the cape. The paint on his face is also pretty well done. The lips are painted and the eyes are painted. I think one of my eyes is a little bit off though, but it's not too bad. So yeah, the aesthetic is pretty good. I think that the proportions are well done. So overall I'll give it an 8 out of 10 on sculpted detail and aesthetics and stuff like that. With articulation, he has a double ball peg in his head, or in the neck. You can see there's not a ton of range there though, or a lot of clearance, but he does get some pretty good range. You can look down, you can look up, but there's a bit of a gap, so careful with that. Side to side, the neck is a little bit broken there, but still works. Head rotates, all good. Arms fully rotate. They have a rotator cuff that barely works though. Ow. You're going to poke your fingers a lot with the gauntlets. Arms go above horizontal. Ow. Bicep swivel. Careful with this part. Single jointed elbow. It's a little bit less than 90. I think it can also, yeah, it rotates. Standard ball hinge wrists. I'm just not going to do them because I don't want to deal with poking my fingers. He crunches forward almost none. Arcs back pretty far. Pivot side to side. Rotates on both on both joints. Legs go out pretty far, but they go up. The diaper piece is hindering it a bit. Goes back really far, so that's pretty good. Legs get full splits, that's good. Thigh swivel is really good on this figure. Double jointed knees, they don't look hideous, and they're out and they work pretty nicely for a bigger guy. And the proportioning is not too bad. Ball hinge ankles go up and down. You can give him a good ankle rocker. And he has a toe hinge, but as you can see, the toe hinge, when you hinge it, it is gray, so maybe don't drop him, or else you might get some gray specks on your boots. Here's the detailing on his boot. So yeah, the articulation is not too bad. It's about standard McFarlane articulation. The cape keeps on popping off. So I'd give the articulation maybe a 7. It's not the best, but he does have all the points of articulation you need. The legs are pretty good. So yeah, I think he's a pretty good figure, especially if you were to get him on a sale like we did. We got all the figures for $50, the entire set, including him, obviously. So I think that was kind of a steal. So if you're able to pick it up, it's from the spring sale on the Big Bad Toy Store. Go check it out if you want. I think I'd overall give this figure a 8 out of 10. I think he's a pretty good representation of the character, and he looks enough like the character if you really like this iteration of Batman. So yeah, thanks for liking, commenting, and subscribing. All feedback is welcome. Make sure to check out the Patreon if you're so inclined, if you want to see the perks that we have and what we're working on. It's all there. Also check out the tipping options. All proceeds will go to future giveaways, better video equipment, and also more figures to review. Both links will be in the channel bio, so you have to go to the channel bio to find it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.